Hey everybody, um, this is Ben, Bolerathon Tooltip, as you wish. Uh, Back today again. It's been a bit, but we're going to be back at it today. And I haven't done anything else since last time, so we're just going to pick up where we left off. And I did get my new tool that I was talking about before, and here is the coping saw. I got a fine, not very fine, blade. And so, yeah, I think what we're going to do is not make it very deep today, but we will go through and etch in all of these lines and see where that leads us. I think it's going to be a faster process than using what I was doing last time using these guys. So I don't know. Let's find out. Of course, I've never done this, so hopefully this goes okay and I don't mess anything up. I'm not going to go very deep because I don't want to commit to anything just yet, and I'm not totally sure how deep I want this to go. Oops. See, there's already a slip. I wonder if it's almost worth doing the initial bit with those, and then uh, grooving it in more with this, but we'll find out. There's only one way to know. These are pretty aggressive teeth. I think they bite nicely. They're super sharp. That's kind of nice. Oops. It's kind of sliding around, which is a little annoying, but it hasn't had any negative impacts just yet, which is good. You know, and I think the key to this, I don't know anything, but I think the key to this is to go sort of slow and not worry about depth in the beginning. Um, This was definitely a great purchase. I don't want the shavings to go on the leather. That was annoying to clean last time. And I think you end up having to clean out a lot of the grinding stone, the honing compound. So I'd rather not do that. But it is a good non-slip surface. Okay, we're nearing the turn. I was thinking well, never mind. I don't think I can get it quite there. Oops. Okay. So that is one route through it. And now I need to do the other one. And then I think after that, what I'd like to do is start working on lowering these guys all down so that I can get a better sense of just how thick I want the actual wand part to be. Then I'll give a bit of an update on the whole project and the next project after this, which will also be a wand for me. And so this is a sort of one for her, one for me kind of thing. They're not going to be the same. And I have an idea for a wand for me. It might be harder. It's hard to say. I don't know my skill cap. But the good news is I'm using hardwood. This is maple, of course, and the one after it, mine will be from English oak, which was a pain in the butt to get. I had to literally buy it on Amazon, on eBay UK. I spoke with a seller there, and they sent me, they shipped it to me. It was a little more than I wanted to spend, but what are you gonna do? You get an idea, and you just gotta go with it. But yeah, I called literally 20 different wood suppliers in the States, and nobody had English oak in their inventory. They had all different kinds of oak, but not English oak. And yeah, it was a pain. I specifically want English oak for this, so that was a very interesting experience. Like, you can't get that. And then, of course, you hop on eBay UK and they're like dirt cheap, right? And what's funny is that, like, I don't know what that was. Something just happened. Oh, I think I got a follower. That is really cool. Whoever that is, I really appreciate it. Oh, ring the bell. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much. What was I saying? Yeah. So like you live in the UK, and of course all you have to do is just go outside, find any old oak, snap off a branch, dry it out, and there you go, right? You can make your wand. And I honestly, I was thinking of doing that as well, but I'm not going to be there in the UK anytime soon, or soon enough for my liking to actually go out, wander around, find an oak tree and break off an appropriate branch. Or sorry, what I mean to say is find a branch that's already fallen. I'm not going to actually mutilate a tree in order to get some wood. It would also be sort of inappropriate. Uh, it would just take longer. You'd have to dry it and all that stuff. So I would just find a branch that's fallen, which would be pretty trivial, I think. There we go. That sound was actually, I do have Streamlabs, and I don't know. Oh, yeah. Let's see. That should go here. Yeah, I haven't futzed with that for a while, but let's see. Twitch chat, no. Webcam. I think that should be it. Can't. I haven't messed with it in a while. I could take a moment and check it out. It might be useful. Let me see. Streamlabs. Let's see if it remembers my credentials. I hope it does. Log in with Twitch. Yeah, okay, whatever. Okay, let's see. Alert box. Oh, do I even have? Let's see. Yep. Yeah, okay, so that should have worked. Let's see. If I try it. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Test subscribe. Yeah, there we go. I hope. Yep, cool. So that was for you. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have this grooved out now, and eventually I'm going to deepen them um, and then round out these bits so that it's a bit kind of nicer to hold. But I think for now what I'd like to do is shave these down. I'm going to leave the leaves pronounced, but I'm going to shave the vine down so that it doesn't increase the visual bulk of everything. And I think that's kind of throwing me off. Um, and so I think that's the right thing to do right now. Now, how? I think I'm just going to use this knife. So what I need to do now, I believe, is just sharpen it up because it hasn't been done for a while. And yeah, And that's that. And then we can get started. So I'm just going to leave this stuff here. Let me reload this with a bit of honing compound. Let's do some green. I think the green is on this side. Let's get some white. Okay, we test this on. Let's see. Let's get a piece of sheet music paper. Started doing piano as well, so this should be able to cut straight through. Yeah, that was nice. Okay, so I think we're ready. I think I'm going to start from here. This area, this is going to be thinner, and this is going to be thicker. So maybe just going to leave that, and I'm going to put on my glove because it's been a while. It would be a damn shame. So I think we can notch in a bit of a groove here. This is kind of where I think I'm just going to work on tapering. Maybe I go this way. What I really want to do is just reduce the visual bulk here, so that it doesn't, like, you know, this is kind of the target thickness that I'm thinking about, but when you look at it, it still looks thick because your eye is kind of anchored to this initial thickness. So I think if I shave this down, that will help kind of really give a better estimate of how thick everything is and whether or not I need to work a bit more on shaving down the wand part. So I think that's what I'll spend my time doing today. Of course, I gave myself a lot of leeway here in terms of thickness, which is really nice. I'm going to leave these kind of elevated, maybe bring it in a bit there. But otherwise, I think I'm going to try and take it down a good amount. And I think maybe I'll just stop at this leaf and then figure out how I want to do it, so that I can then use that info later. Okay, so that's already more rounded. I don't know if you can, like, if you follow and then suddenly here it becomes a lot more rounded. So that's already nicer, but we need to bring it down a lot more. I don't really have a target height in mind. I think that's okay. I think I'm just going to kind of go based off of feel. And of course, we can shave off the top. The line that I drew was just a visualization. It's not intended to stay. I mean, eventually, of course, all of this is going to be sanded and smoothed, but right now, it's just a matter of normalizing, I think. I need to be careful not to cut it, not to shave it that way. I think you can see the growth lines here. If I come against it, I'll actually peel off a big amount. I think it's almost time for a sharpening again. This wood is so hard to work with. time to sharpen. Done. Okay. We're getting there. That's nice. And of course it'll flow in here a little more. Just got to tighten up this curve down here a bit. Yeah, I'm kind of liking this. Tighten this drop down a bit, just to get a good feel. I really want it to feel like it's wrapped around, not growing out of, not a part of almost. I might even give it like an inner, I don't know if I give it an inner taper. Kind of have to imagine. Do I have some string here? Well, let's see. I guess I could just use anything that is, okay, so if we use this, no. Yep, okay, whatever. We're gonna use this. Just use this and take, let's say, another dowel, and we just wrap it around just to see. So it's like, if that's what was happening, then you do kind of need to give it an inner taper. The problem with that is that it leaves very little surface area to actually contact the wood, and I'm a little worried about the fragility of it. So I don't know, I'm going to leave it for now, but it's possible I'll dimple it in a bit to give it maybe just the beginning of that illusion, because wouldn't it be awful if like part of it snapped or something? I don't know. That would be upsetting. Okay. Honestly, these I can just come back and do with a chisel to kind of push it through, and then not worry about this so much right now. Okay, I like that. It's nice and round. And of course, I will be able to come with maybe something like this, and then just, work it around, and kind of really smooth out. Plus, given that it's hardwood, it means that it's not really taking off so much on each pass, which is nice. It really lets me kind of work on that much slower. Actually, I could use this to dimple in. Or not this, but maybe the circular one. That would give it a nice diameter. Okay, yeah, I think I like that. Cool. This feels pretty smooth. The nice thing about walnut is it shaves so smoothly. Like, look how smooth this is. This is like no sanding whatsoever, right? Like, this is the actual finished bit, right? You can kind of see how smooth it is. And then here is a carved bit. I don't know if it'll focus. Focus right here. Um, and it's like so smooth. Now look at oak, and you can see just how much rougher it is. This was the practice wand, and it's like you'd really need to sand this down in order to get a nice finish on it. But maple. Was I saying walnut? I meant maple. Sorry. Maple is just so nice about that. It really behaves well in that respect. Maple, not walnut. Walnut is for a different project that is a lot longer term. Okay, yeah, so I think I'm going to keep going and try and see how much I can get. So, yeah. I'm just going to kind of skip areas with leaves on them for now. Not worry about that at all. And of course, this is going to be smaller diameter, and then it'll eventually, I think, be thicker. I think I'm going to take very little off here, and I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but we'll see how that goes. I'm not totally sure, and I've never really done this before, so all right. Might be time for another sharpening soon. Make sure Amy isn't trying to contact me. Nope. Oh yeah, this was that slip. Ugh. This bit. Will it focus? I feel like that's messing up the focus. This little chip. That was pretty dangerous. But luckily for us, didn't go too far. And now we can just work through it. Smooth it out. It'll be like it never was. Yeah, this part's definitely going to need like a dimple, because otherwise I don't even know if it'll look like it's a vine. This part already has kind of a dimple. Okay. Okay, not bad. It's still visible, but I think that might even be okay. It might just be a bit of character. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to leave it. You can kind of see it there. I don't think that's because of... Oh, it might be. Okay. I was going to say, I don't think it's because of any kind of penciling, but turns out it was. I think it's also important that this not look, you know, perfect. It needs to, I mean, it won't ever look perfect, but I don't want to make it look too, like, it should look as though it was handmade. And I shouldn't, you know, there are ways that you can get rid of that effect by overly polishing or whatever, but, you know, for a handmade wand, I think it's reasonable to leave some of it kind of a little, I don't want to say rougher because it's not quite rough, but rustic, authentic, I don't know. I don't know what the right word is. I do want, sorry, that was probably annoying. do want to bring this in a bit. So maybe oops, kind of moving the whole thing here. Alright, I think that's a good stop cut. Take that chip out. Yeah, there we go. I should flip this over. Okay. I guess, so for this one, I guess that means that this part has to be, okay, so maybe here's what I'll do. Bring it in a bit. That will be where the vine sort of leaves leaves the leaf. Yeah, okay. So then I can I think we are here-ish. Okay, we're getting close. Sharpen it again. It's so different. It's unbelievable. It's like you don't even notice how hard it's getting because with every shave, it's getting just a little bit harder until you're like really having to push in order to get each bit, and then you sharpen it, and it just kind of glides through the wood. It's that realization apparently never gets old. Like how many times you have to learn a lesson, but it's also kind of hard to gauge. Well, I don't really want to be sharpening every, 10 strokes. On the other hand, it's just so much easier. It's so finer, so much finer a movement that I really should be. Okay, so this is kind of where it it sort of sprouts out of the, or springs out of the handle, and so I want it to be thick. Also, as a vine grows, its end is thinner than its base, and so there's that little effect that I want to really make apparent. And so I'm going to really just shave off just a little bit here, just to get the finish out off. But ideally, this is going to be obviously thicker than the end, and it will be because I will make it so. But I have to be careful to leave myself enough to work with. I haven't really thought about how I'm going to tackle the leaves yet, and I'm a little, I want to say nervous, but apprehensive about it because it's really delicate work, and I haven't really tried to do anything like that before. It's definitely the most delicate feature that I've ever tried. So I haven't really figured out how I'm going to tackle it. It should be interesting, and we'll experience it together. I'm sure it'll be just fine. I'll probably rough out the shape, maybe with a chisel or something, and then just slowly move through it, move in, tighten it up until it starts to really look, I have this outline, so I'll just cut. Also the leaves in the back. This guy is going to be one of the largest leaves, large leaf, and then slightly smaller, smaller, small, smallest. New growth. That's the plan. So we'll see. So this is looking quite nice. This needs to come down. Needs just a flat reduction off the top. Yeah, that's nicer. I still think it's a bit high. Sorry. I'm trying to gauge the sort of profile, the profile height here. I don't know if that's a useful view, but sort of just how high off the base it is. And it's pretty tall, it's pretty high up. I really want to work on. I just want to get this part right, and then I think it might be time to call it for today. It's getting to be about an hour. Okay. We're getting close. Okay, I think that's let's give this idea a try. Let me rethink this. Might be useful to do it with, let's see. Yeah, might be useful to do it with even a flat, just to get the groove going. And I don't want to bore in a sort of concave shape into it. Hey, you can't really see it. I guess you can kind of see. Can't really see it, but maybe from this side it'll be a little more pronounced. But then again, like it should also be, should be kind of subtle. Hmm. I'll have to think about this a little more because what I don't want to do is take away from the base. What really should be happening is just the vine should be giving away some of itself. I'm not sure what the right way to do that is. It might be with these, but it might also be with the knife just kind of punching in a bit of a wedge cut, you know, like yeah, I'm not totally sure, but this might be the right answer. Sort of just chunking into it and then smoothing out the transition into that. Make it more rounded, sort of like that. So like this doesn't have that, and then this does. Oh. In any case, I don't know. I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna let it marinate. I think I'm gonna pause here. Today we etched in this just a bit. We gave it its groove. It's gonna go deeper, and I'm gonna round these out kind of like this so that it's nice and comfortable to hold. We then smoothed out all of the vines, and we started playing with this idea of a divot here underneath. So we'll see where that leads us. Of course, this bit is going to be cut off, but I'm leaving it just for now. And yeah, next time I think I'll keep working on the vines, trying to get them all to the right level, and then reevaluate how, if this needs to get thinner, if the whole thing needs to come down a few millimeters. It might. Just looking at it now, it still seems like pretty big, pretty thick. And it might just need to be a little more dainty. Like, I like this size. Yeah, I like this size. And so clearly it needs to come down a bit more. Okay, so thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. I'll be back. And till next time, catch you later.